What's going on, folks? My name's JP, as you know, and you are listening to the 1265, a podcast 100% focused on the Green Bay Packers. We're brought to you today and always by allwisconsinathletics.com. All Wisconsin, all athletics, all the time. I'm joined by my right-hand man, Eric. Eric, what is up, man?
Doing good. Doing good as always. Big win on Sunday. Always good to beat a team like the Bears. Yeah, and division game it's always good to get a win within the division. Mm-hmm. So quick turnaround. Back to work on Thursday.
Yeah, and both of us will be in attendance at the game.
Will be there. Should be lots of fun.
We scored some tickets, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait. Originally bought the tickets, and we thought Adrian Peterson was going to be there, and it was I don't know. I really like Adrian Peterson.
I do too, but
he's fun to watch. I have no comment on what he did. I really don't care. I like the sport. I don't care what they do outside of work. So,
I could care less.
But I guess now and then I was excited because we were going to see Teddy Bridgewater. But now it looks like we might not even see that.
We'll get to that a little bit later on.
Yeah. So, but let's talk a little bit about the Bears and the Packers. What stood out to you in that win? Why did we win that game?
Aaron Rodgers, Jordy Nelson.
Yeah. I actually got to say the defense. I mean, everybody says we gave up 400 yards. We're the worst defense in the league. You know
496 to be exact.
Well, I mean, but it's like you can. I mean, yeah, you don't want to give up those yards, but if you give up those yards and you cause turnovers and they don't score, who cares?
Yeah, and Dom Capers said it best last year. You can give up 800 yards, but if you win the game, who cares?
Yeah, who cares? As long as you're getting those good fumbles, picks,
turnovers are great. You cannot count on them, and I would like to see the Packers kind of, toughen up on defense a little bit, not almost rely. I don't know that they're relying on them, but you don't want to rely on a turnover.
No.
So.
But it's worked so far, so I'll take it.
Yeah,
2-2, man.
I guess.
My favorite turnover personally was the Clay Matthews. It was
funny.
Awesome.
That was awesome.
Took off like a beast.
Well, you could tell he was hurting a little bit. He didn't want to, and I don't know if you.
He ran out of bounds, didn't he?
Well, yeah, and then he looked behind him and to see if somebody, so you could pitch it to him. I don't know if you noticed that.
No.
Yeah, where if Lattimore was to his side, if it was maybe Micah Hyde or Haha, maybe he would have.
Yeah.
Pitched it off, but.
Yeah, I was watching it with the Bears fans, and it was awesome to see them throw their hats on the ground and get all pissed off. I loved it.
Yeah.
Because it was me and my wife are the only Packer fans there amongst like 10 Bears fans, and it felt good to walk out of there, with that W. And the night before, guys, I owned up to my bet. I wore the shirt. It was a Jay Cutler shirt. It sucked every minute of it. I felt like I was going to throw up. I told everybody I'd rather have the flu than wear that stuff again. So it won't happen again. I won't make any more stupid bets. Don't worry about it. But, Rodgers had a great game. It looked like Lacey still isn't in 2013 form, but he is picking it up. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, I think the defensive line for Green Bay needs some work. I definitely do. Linebackers look really good. Lattimore has impressed the hell out of me.
Yeah, he's really come on here lately. And the thing with anytime you got a guy like Clay Matthews and Peppers on one side, I don't care who's inside. They're going to benefit from that. So,
but I just think when Brad Jones was in there, you didn't really know Brad Jones was in there. You know what I mean? You see Lattimore in on plays. Like, I mean, I guess can't really miss a big guy with dreads and tattooed arms, but maybe it makes him stand out a little more. But I really like the presence of Lattimore, and I hope he continues to get reps. I really do.
Yeah.
Maybe Brad Jones, when he's healthy, doesn't really come back. I wouldn't care, to be honest with you. Clinton Dix had that great stop of Martellus Bennett on the goal line. That was awesome. Bears fans are salty saying it was a TD, but hey, we didn't get the right view. We couldn't see, so.
Still, and there was that one view that they show on the replay that did give you a better look. I still don't think it was in.
No, if you look at where his arm was, he had it like tucked back. He didn't extend it all the way. Right. If he would have extended, he would have had it, but he had his arms like curled in. It wasn't a touchdown.
Yeah.
But again, a great play by Haha to grab him and grab a big guy like Bennett too and pull him back. But Bennett had his against Green Bay, that's for sure. He had a career high. And I think the best game by a Chicago tight end since, Dick Butkus? I thought that stat came up on the game. I was like, damn, that's a long time. But Who do you think needs some work on Green Bay?
Defensive line. You cannot give up. It seems like every single run is 5 to 8 yards. Every single run.
Yeah, I agree.
You can't. No, in the NFL you cannot do that. Defensive line is, other than Mike Daniels, who has shown a little bit and has had some
Dayton's been okay, but he's not a first round pick.
I haven't seen much from Dayton Jones. No. Latroy Guion, it's like he's not even out on the field. I haven't heard his name once.
No, and Josh Boyd got hurt.
Josh Boyd, he's got hurt a little bit. He should be good to go Thursday, but
we'll get to injuries in a little bit here. Run through that.
I don't know. The defensive line is it's thin. Mike Pinnell's another guy, big guy. They haven't given him a chance, so you can't show much when you're not out there. So.
But let's talk a little bit about somebody who people have heard the podcast about. You guys are too rough on Randall Cobb. This week is your week, guys. We're with you. Cobb had a hell of a game, did he not? Yep. He finally looked back in Cobb form, and I was really enjoying watching him play. But Jordy Nelson leads the NFL, doesn't he?
In receptions, yards, and targets. Yep.
So he's basically the best receiver in football.
Since, what is it? It's either 2011 or 2012. No, since 2012, he leads the NFL in touchdowns for a wide receiver as well.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Jordy, White Lightning, they call him.
Making that money. And
yeah, he definitely earned his paycheck.
Deservedly so.
Usually when a guy gets a paycheck like that, he's going to have... He
just kind of winds it down a little bit.
Yeah, he's going to have an okay year, Javon Walker style. Yep. But,
Jordy Nelson, underrated, that's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, nobody talks about him. Nope. You know what I mean?
But that's fine.
Yeah.
That's totally fine.
But yeah, you mentioned a little bit about the injuries and stuff like that. Let's talk a little bit about the injuries going into Thursday's game. So I'm going to ask our official doctor here, Dr. Upton, who is in and out this week so far for Minnesota Green Bay. What do you got?
Well, it is Tuesday, so right now we don't know a whole lot. Basically, this would be, the Packers are going to have, tomorrow's going to be kind of their Saturday, so they're going to have their walkthrough, they're going to have their film going on, their reviews. So right now, injuries it's kind of a fluid situation right now. You don't know exactly what to expect. But Minnesota, they are a little bit banged up, I guess you could say. Today they had three key guys miss practice today. Teddy Bridgewater did not practice with that ankle injury. Linebacker Chad Greenway, who's just killed the Packers his whole career. He's out. I'm thinking he'll be out, but he did not practice with that rib and hand injury, broken hand. And then Captain Munnerlyn, a corner, he missed with a illness today. And then they had two guys limited. Running back Jerick McKinnon was limited with an ankle injury.
That's the big guy, right? Yeah.
And corner Josh Robinson was limited with a hamstring injury.
So those two guys are probably going to go. Yeah. They got 2 more days. We'll see how they're going.
Yeah, the big thing is going to be Bridgewater. He'll likely be a game time decision.
He's got the Kaepernick thing where he's going to probably kill Green Bay that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What about Green Bay? How we looking, man?
Very healthy so far, and kind of a surprise today. Well, Clay Matthews was a full participant. Practiced, full participation. Did not practice. Sam Barrington with that ankle injury. And then Josh Boyd they're calling it a knee injury. He did not practice. And Jared Boykin with that hamstring injury did not practice. So long shot for him to play, I'm guessing. And then Brad Jones was very limited with a quad injury. That quad that's been pulling him back.
Anyway, going back to injury, I just want to take a step back to the Bears-Packers. Jared Allen, do you think that really affected us as well?
Yeah,
I think it did.
I think it did too. That was huge.
He called in sick. He called up. He was like, "Coach, I can't go."
Yeah, well, he did with pneumonia. He lost Jay 30 Glazer said he lost a ton of weight. Yeah, best of luck. I hope he gets better soon. I've always been a Jared Allen fan.
Yeah, I could definitely use
Jared Allen.
If pneumonia makes you lose 30 pounds, I could definitely use maybe a case of it for 2 days. I'm gonna be fine. Give me some antibiotics. I'll be fine. I could definitely afford to lose 30 pounds. But it is a weird year for Green Bay injury wise because usually we lead the NFL in IR.
It's been pretty healthy so far this year.
How do you think if Jared Abbrederis, now that we've seen 4 weeks of football, do you think Jared Abbrederis would have made great contributions to this team if he wasn't hurt?
It's hard to say. I'm a fan of Jared Abbrederis. I like what he brings, and more so on kick return, punt return. That's where I think he's missed the most.
Yeah.
So you don't have to put Micah Hyde or Randall Cobb back there.
Hyde had a right return too.
Yeah.
In Chicago. But moving a little forward here, we do have Minnesota coming up. It's a short week in football, and let's talk a little bit about that. So let's talk a little bit about Minnesota here. You and I will be at the game on Thursday. It's a weird game because a lot of people work that day, work the next day. Kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Primetime football, Lambeau Field.
Under the lights.
Under the lights, they'll be wearing the pink.
Yep.
I mean, I'm actually taking my wife to her first real NFL game. She's excited. Yep. I think I'm more excited to see her enjoy the game than I am to be at the game. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's always good to bring folks into Lambeau.
Mm-hmm.
And
oh, absolutely.
She's not a huge Packer fan, but she digs their shit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But what do you think is going to be the key with Minnesota coming to town?
Stopping the run. Matt Asiata, if you don't know him by now, remember that name. I think he's a good running back. Same with Jerick McKinnon, but again, he's in question to play with that ankle injury.
Didn't Clay Matthews not know his name?
Clay Matthews today, he said that running back who runs hard. That's
running back who runs hard. Well, Clay, he better not run hard on you, or else you'll know his name. You'll see the back of his jersey. Don't think that'll happen though. But Green Bay does give up. We are the 32nd ranked rushing defense, so I mean you got to know these guys' name. You better be watching film.
That'll be depending on who is at quarterback. Bridgewater's a ton times better on the run than Ponder is.
Yeah.
So that'll be key.
Yeah, Ponder. I don't know. I mean, if we play against Ponder, I feel very good about our chances. Yeah. I mean, and Greg Jennings coming back to Green Bay. You think it's another loud boo when he comes out of there, or you think people don't care as much about him?
No, I think there will be a lot of booing going on. I don't see why. He gave us a couple of good years, and he was great on the team, great in the community. So I don't see the reason why to boo the guy.
And he sucks now. It's not like he's good. So why would you boo? If he was good, then boo, get into it. But if he sucks, who cares?
I'm just always wanted to, if somebody gives you a couple good years, and they're a good guy off the field, I don't see a reason to boo him. So like
Javon Walker. You like Javon Walker when he came back? Did he ever come back?
No. When did he?
But if he would have came back, you wouldn't have booed him because he gave us some.
Well, I would have, maybe, because he was kind of an idiot. He left he didn't leave on good terms.
Did Nick Barnett ever make a Lambeau return?
No, I
don't think he did.
No.
That would have been one I would have liked to see too.
I was always a Barnett fan.
Yeah, he did the samurai thing when he came out. That was pretty cool.
Sometimes a little over the top, but...
Yeah, but the team's missing there right now, really, I think the coolest return we saw was when we saw at Woodson, and the whole crowd in preseason game, a standing ovation.
Got a nice little clip on the video board.
Yeah, Bill Jartz did this intro thing, and he I bet you Charles Woodson they had goosebumps.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I would have.
Gotta love Charles Woodson.
Yeah, Chuck. But, so Jennings coming back. Corral Patterson.
Yep.
Deadly on the return, as we know. Does he have any for TDs this year? I don't recall.
Not that I'm aware of. No returns, at least. I know that.
But, I don't know. What do you think about the Vikings D as well? That's a weird D.
Yeah, it's unpredictable. I guess they don't have if Chad Greenway doesn't play for the second straight week, that's going to be huge for the Packers' run game. Chad Greenway has always been a guy he's played good against the Packers.
Yeah.
You can't have nothing but respect for a guy like Chad Greenway. He plays the game the right way. So if he's not out there, that's going to be big. That safety, another guy to watch is Harrison Smith. He's another guy.
Young dude, right?
Yeah, out of Notre Dame. So, yeah, I mean, they don't have a ton of playmakers on defense. Sharif Floyd. And then, who else? That's the thing.
I mean, that's about it. This Vikings team is not good, but somehow they're still in it. You know what I mean? It's a really weird team this year.
Put a good whooping on Atlanta.
That was weird.
Yeah.
That was weird.
Yeah, you don't know what you're going to get on Thursday night.
I think I know what we're going to get. I think Green Bay is going to take it to him. I have faith in Rodgers. I mean, this guy looks so good right now. But then again, I guess you don't know what you're going to get with Rodgers. You could get the Rodgers against Detroit or the Rodgers, against Chicago.
Yep.
You don't know. But either way, you got to win this divisional game.
For all the statistic people out there, through 4 games, Rodgers has 9 touchdowns, 1 interception, and 999 passing yards.
Hear that?
999, one short of 1,000.
$9.99, no tax. But I just look at. Okay, edit that out. I got a phone call in the middle of the fucking podcast. But yeah, I look at this Minnesota defense, and it's just, I don't know. I think Rodgers picks them apart, and I'm gonna say I think Eddie. This is the game. Eddie comes out and says, "Hey guys, I'm still here." You know what I mean? What do you think about that? What do you think about Lacy last week too? You think this is a trend, or do you think Lacy's gonna go?
No, and I made that prediction that he was gonna have his breakout game last week. I don't know who else wouldn't have made that prediction playing against a pretty bad running defense last week.
Right.
So I don't know what happened there. And this week,
I mean, he had a touchdown.
Yeah, it's just hard to say. He's just not himself this year through 4 games. I know it's only 4 games, but yeah, we'll see. Hopefully Rodgers, the other corner that they do have that I thought, Xavier Rhodes, the corner from Florida State.
Yeah.
So Rodgers might be able to get away with a little bit against that secondary. Not the greatest secondary in the league. We saw what he did against the Jets. We saw what he did against the Bears, 2 mediocre secondaries. So,
but then again, you saw what he did against Detroit, and that's the worst secondary in the league. They were on their 4 strings.
Yeah, exactly.
But I guess he did have some pretty big dudes in his face at the same time with Sue and Fairley. Who did you hear about Sue? He's going to be a free agent next year, I guess.
And Detroit's preparing to move on. Yeah.
That's interesting. Sue, come to Green Bay. Our defensive line could use it, but that's not a Thompson guy, so
I don't know. Like I told you,
you'd take him. You would love it if he signed.
Yes, I would. Yes, I would. I'll be honest, but I'm just not a fan of him. I've never met the guy, so I can't say I can't say I don't like the guy.
Could you imagine him and TJ Lang in the same locker room? But anyway, we're getting off track here.
Put them on separate sides. That way.
We're getting off track here. But yeah, I don't think Minnesota has a Sue or Fairley. I don't think they. I don't know. I just really think Green Bay steamrolls them. Every Thursday night game so far has been a big blowout. Yep. I don't see this one being any different. But I guess the weather. I'm getting conflicting reports on the weather for this game. Somebody told me it's supposed to storm and hopefully the rain holds off, and somebody told me it's supposed to be 60 and dry. So what have you heard? Same shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
The weather is very unpredictable. I don't watch the Weather Channel. I don't listen to the weather, so.
That's for the birds. But yeah, man, I don't know. It's just a game that I think Green Bay is going to own. I think Green Bay's back. I think it's safe to say that. I think it's safe to say that.
I can't agree anymore.
You get 10 days until your next game.
Yeah, players don't like the Thursday night game, but they like the long weekend that follows. So
yeah, they can go home for a couple of days or whatever they want to do. I don't know what I'm gonna do with my Sunday. Probably just sit on my phone and watch fantasy score go while I'm watching football.
It'll be. I don't know. In a way,
crack a couple cold ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds like a good time.
Oh yeah, just a couple though, right?
Yeah.
Well, I know you're not one for predictions. I say it every week, but it's time. Woo. It's that favorite time of the week. It's everybody's favorite time of the week. It's prediction time. All right. So, Minnesota at Lambeau. Who you got? And what do you think the score is going to be?
Well, I got Packers taking it, so that'll be fun. And if I had to pick a final score, I'm going to say Packers 27, Vikings 21.
I'm going to go Packers. And I'm going to go to Packers 42. Ooh. And I'm going to say Minnesota 10. I think we continue the trend on Thursday night frickin' football.
I don't know. I hope so. I would love to be there and see that.
Yeah, I can leave in the middle of the fourth quarter. If it's raining. I'm just kidding. I'm staying. I went to the game last year in the playoffs where it was freezing against the 49ers. I'm a trooper, dude. I'm not leaving. Bears at Panthers, most likely your Fox game on noon.
Yep. I'm gonna go with Carolina at home. Bears coming off of a loss. Carolina, I think they get it done.
I'm going with Chicago. I think Chicago gets it here. Browns, Titans.
Titans at home.
I'm going Cleveland. I think Cleveland finally just does something, man.
Johnny football time.
Nope, not at all. Rams, Eagles.
I will go with Philadelphia at home.
Philly looks good. They didn't look so hot last week, but they still look good. I'm going Philly as well, though. Falcons, Giants. G-Man. Giants, huh?
Yep.
I'm going Falcons. I think Julio, a name that you're all too well familiar with from fantasy football, right? Julio! All right, Buccaneers, Saints.
New Orleans. I think New Orleans just...
Yeah, I think New Orleans. I mean, they got smoked on Sunday night. What the hell? Texans, Cowboys.
Cowboys.
Cowboys? Yeah, I'm going to go Cowboys as well. Bills, Lions.
Lions.
Yeah, I mean, especially when Kyle Orton's your starter in Buffalo.
Yeah.
I agree. Ravens at Colts. That'll be a good one.
I'm going to go with the Ravens. I think I like what they do defensively, and
they got a good squad.
They'll show Andrew Luck what they have defensively. I think they'll have a good defensive game.
I think Andrew Luck shows them what they got offensively. I think the Indy takes it. What about the Steelers at the Jaguars?
Steelers.
Ooh. Yeah.
I think Mike Tomlin has those guys ready to go after. Did you see the end of that?
Steelers? Yeah, that was funny. With seconds left too.
Wow.
I'm gonna go Pittsburgh, just cause. Cardinals, Broncos.
That'll be another good one. I will say Denver.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Denver just because they're at home. Otherwise, I don't know. You know what I mean? Arizona's good this year, oddly good. Chiefs, Niners. After watching the Chiefs destroy New England.
Kansas City. I'm going with Kansas City. I don't know.
It's a weird year in football. It's hard to predict this stuff. I'm going San Fran, though. Jets, Chargers?
Chargers?
Yeah. Chargers. Philip Rivers getting it done this year.
Yeah.
Bengals at Patriots. Sunday Night Football. Yeah, I'm going Bengals.
Patriots don't lose at home.
Yeah. Is that streak still alive? No way.
Well, and I don't know. I was listening to... What show was it today? A Jim Rome show. And if you haven't noticed this, the guy who called in made a great point. He's like, that's the house that the refs built. And think about it. How many times have you seen the Patriots not get a call, go their way at home or something? The guy's like, oh, I think they just threw a flag at Foxborough right now.
Wow.
And then it is kind of true now that it made me think, Patriots kind of, everything goes their way at home. Yeah. I don't know what's up with it, but I'm going Patriots.
Look into it, Goodell. Like you're looking at everything else right now. Seahawks, Redskins, Monday Night Football.
Seahawks.
I'm going Seahawks as well. I definitely think that they take it to Washington. Washington suffers another blowout. And that's all we got for you today, Our Week 5 podcast. It's a short week. Not much going on right now, so we're going to close it out. Thursday Night Football. You're going to be there. I'm going to be there.
We'll be there.
I'm excited.
Should be fun.
My wife's excited. Yep. She's all ready to go. She's going to get her cute little Packer nails done, all that stuff. Chicks really get into it. Oh, yeah. But just a quick reminder, guys, we're sponsored by All Wisconsin Athletics. All Wisconsin, all athletics all the time. You can follow us all on Twitter. You can follow me at Mr. Paradise 24. And my right-hand man here at Eric, ARRICK, Upton. And you can follow our sponsor, All Wisconsin Athletics, at All Wisco, ATH as an athlete. Also, check us out on Facebook. We're doing some crazy things. We're giving away a lot of stuff on Facebook at Eric's Packer Report. Find us. Just type in Eric's, ARRICK, Packer Report, and you'll find us. We're giving stuff away all the time, autographed items. We're doing a lot of big things there. Mm-hmm. Also, make sure you check out allwisconsinathletics.com. They cover a lot of the areas, local stuff going on. A lot of high school football is real big right now, so if you're into that, check that out.
Milwaukee Bucks season coming up.
I can't wait.
Oh yeah, that'll be fun.
But our guy Alex at All Wisconsin Athletics really knows what he's doing, so check him out, guys. He's doing some really good things. I would say have a good weekend, but it is only Tuesday. But this guy thinks it's Friday, so take it easy, guys.
You know it ain't no stopping all the dogs I'm dropping. It's Friday night, so everything is